Don't worry that she's gone. You can see her whenever you want.
I've said it so many times, but thank you for everything.
Of course.
So I have said it before, and I will say it again. The thing, or one of the things, that really makes an anime special is being able to invoke emotion in its viewer. Whether that's being empathetic towards a character, being sympathetic, whether that's seeing yourself within the character, whether you're just a third party watching the character go through a trial or tribulation or something special, and it invokes some kind of emotion in you, whether it's anger or sadness or happiness or relief, if it invokes something true within yourself, you know you're watching something good. Even if you're kind of angry at the character, but you're still enjoying watching what you're watching, then that means that it's an incredibly well written and well crafted anime. And in the case of My Happy Marriage, we're watching episode number 4. This episode, we got a ton of different things that occurred, right? We can put ourselves in the shoes of Mio here, who is incredibly, has gone through an incredible amount of just mental issues because of the plague of her family and the way that she was treated essentially from like 6 or 7 years old to now, just being treated like scum and just awful. And it is so ingrained in who she is that it's going to take a long time to kind of get that out of her, or get her out of that. But then secondarily, every time that she sees a family member like her sister who was horrific towards her, it just invokes in all these emotions that just well up in her. And this episode ran us through her seeing her sister, her having to come to terms with being completely honest with her ability or inabilities with Kudo, her being completely vulnerable, understanding that she might not have a place, her dealing with this mental gymnastics, you know, being thankful, being hurt, being sad, being indifferent, being hopeful, but understanding she can't be hopeful, like just like all these different things that she felt during this episode, you know. And on the opposite end, we have Kudo being angry and protective and trying to get to the bottom of why his future wife was treated at the way that she was, and understanding that her specialness and her, what makes her unique, goes beyond her ability or inability to see effing spirits. Like, she's a human and she's a special one at that, and he can see, like, you know, a little spit shine on this golden piece will make it shine, you know, on this diamond will make it shine eternally. And he's constantly being reminded of this, you know, at the seamstress, at, you know, his head maid. He's constantly being reminded of like what kind of unique individual he has come across, and he has immediately a platform to base this individualistic uniqueness off of, because he has been engaged before with multiple other women. He can immediately, he has a pool of other candidates to compare versus Mio, and he could drastically see all the difference of her caringness and what she's in for. And she's not looking to get something out of him specifically. Yeah, she wants to be cared for, she wants to have a future, but she's not like snakily going after him as the other girls did prior, right? There's no familialistic, Jesus Christ, I got that word out. Familialistic ties as there was before. Now, she does still come from a powerful family, and Kudo did find out that she does carry some like really important bloodlines when it comes to spirit stuff. But again, you move all that aside, and there's just this genuineness that he just hasn't found in his life before that he now has. So he's angry at the fact that his future wife was treated in such a way, so much so that he went to her dad and he's like, I need you son of a bitch, you need to say sorry. Like, genuinely fucking say sorry, and to her face. I want to see you do it. I want to see you grovel, get on your goddamn knees. Like, I absolutely love it, and I'm here for it. And among all the other things, you get to see them interact, and you can see them getting closer, and you can see her, being, trusting in this man, and you can see him essentially falling in love with her, and like it's just awesome to see. And what's really cool about what she found is Kudo specifically is so powerful and has so much dominion and has so much pull in where they live and stuff, that he doesn't necessarily need anything from her or anybody at that fact, because he is so powerful and he is the leader and commander and blah blah blah. So he doesn't really need the benefits that would traditionally come from like an organized marriage, essentially, which I think is really cool as well too. So a couple other things I'll talk about before I end is his sister, or Mio's sister, did see Kudo, and she basically instantly fell in love because he's a beautiful man. And we know that she's probably going to cause some ruckus when it comes to all of that, especially learning that Mio is going to be the future, Kudo empress, essentially, or whatever you call it. I don't know. Just the future wife, the future holder of the Kudo name, essentially. And that's going to rub her the wrong way. And especially when her sister finds out that, Papa got to go say sorry. And then you add in the turmoil with the other family who wants Mio and wants her blood and wants her, descendant that she could potentially, birth, stuff like that. So then you mix them in the effery mix there. And then on top of all of that, the very last thing that I'll say too is we also did discover her mom did in fact leave her something before she passed. And I had made a earlier prediction while watching the anime. It's like, I bet she awakens to something. Maybe it's not the spiritual sense in a traditional fashion, but I was like, I bet she awakens to some kind of spiritual, type, esper type power. And this just kind of further confided. So I hope that happens. And I hope I hope she is able to, choke a bitch or something, with her mind. I think that would be awesome. So anyways, I love My Happy Marriage. This is like that diamond in the rough type gem that if you're watching it this season, like you're being treated. And if you're not watching it, which I know that's not any of you watching this, but to the friends that or family that you have that like anime and who are willing to go beyond plus ultra, certain genres, they're really missing out, because I think this is great and probably one of Netflix's best animes that they've put out there in a while. I think the last anime that I thought was this good from Netflix, and when I say from Netflix just funds. They basically just pay Japanese studios to do their anime. But the last time I saw something this good from Netflix was 𝐒𝐻𝐿 Communicate. So I'm all for it when Netflix pushes more good anime, because again, Netflix is just such a broad spectrum, right? It has such a broad reach worldwide that you love to see it. All right, that's all I have. See you guys next week.